The Samsung S25 Ultra sold in China has been received as soon as possible. This is the Samsung S24 Ultra that I have used before. Let's see what the difference is between the two. If you are currently using the S23 Ultra or S24 Ultra, is it necessary to upgrade? S25 Ultra Samsung has been using this design language since the launch of the S22 Ultra. This year's S25 Ultra is equivalent to a prototype. The most important change is that the frame has changed from the original very round shape to a more solid wire type. Design, in fact, from the Fold 6 released last year, we can already see Samsung's latest design, including the camera on the edge of the CD and the more solid cutting edge. In fact, from the Fold 6 released last year, we can already see Samsung's latest design language, including the camera on the edge of the CD and the more solid cutting edge. R-angle and appearance design. It's exactly the same as the Fold 6 released last year. The overall feel is still very good. When I got the Fold 6 last year, compared to the Fold 5, its rugged design was very attractive. So the design language is similar. Is the difference between the S25 and the Fold 5 as big as the difference between the Fold 6 and the Fold 5? Let's take a look. First of all, it's clear that the S25 Ultra is much lighter than the S24 Ultra, and it's also much thinner. From the 22 Ultra to the 24 Ultra, they're all called Ultra. But as someone who uses Samsung, we all know that it's called Note. But this year, the Note shadow has completely disappeared from the S25 Ultra. Although it still has the S Pen at the bottom, if you've used another Note or Ultra before, you'll feel a kind of unfamiliarity or gap when you get the 25 Ultra because the classic design of a generation is a thing of the past. When there will always be some nostalgic people. Whether in terms of hardware or software, the S25 Ultra is undoubtedly superior to the S24 Ultra. If you are attracted to the shape of the S24 Ultra or the round shape of the hands. So I highly recommend that you buy a used phone that is almost new. It may now cost more than 5,000 yuan only. The cost performance is really high. Now let's take a look at the appearance comparison. First of all, its camera is still arranged in this old style. There are 3 cameras on the left and 1 on the right. The camera at the bottom is a laser sensor. This has not changed. This year, the ultra-wide angle of the S25 Ultra has been upgraded to 50 million. So this ultra-wide angle is 50 million. Wide angle, whether you use ultra-wide angle photography or macro photography. The shooting capabilities will be greatly improved. This is the biggest improvement in the camera this year. Let's first take a look at the 3-dimensional appearance of the S25 Ultra. It is obviously shorter than the S24 Ultra, including the height of the phone. The S25 Ultra is also slightly shorter and thinner, so the overall 3-dimensional design makes it much lighter. But when you hold the phone in your hand, the S24 Ultra looks better. So let's take a look at the difference below. The S Pen remains the same. The speaker and microphone remain the same. The only thing that has changed is the direction of the card slot. This is harmless, but you can see that the S Pen on the S25 Ultra is very close to the edge of the frame, almost flush with it. When we touch the S Pen, we find a small bulge on this side. This is not very suitable for people with OCD. Okay, let's take a look. Take a look at this UI. Based on my current experience, I feel that the smoothness of the i7 is better than the i6. The icons inside will also change. I will give a detailed software comparison in the next video. This video is mainly to show the difference in appearance. And finally, let's talk about how to choose between these two phones. In fact, I have already said that if you like the design language of the Samsung Note phone, whether it is the S23 Ultra, whether it is the feel of the phone, its speed, its AI processing, whether you can shoot 60 frames at 4K, take videos, or take photos, all of these things are very cost-effective. In fact, we can see from this year's S25 launch conference, most of the content on this site is about promoting the AI that Samsung uses. Some of this content is local, and some of it is produced by Google's Gemini company. It's definitely not available in China. So the big online model is well optimized in China. It's also in very usable condition. Unless you're dealing with some particularly high-level work, you won't really find much difference between the two in daily use. It's just a difference in look and feel. Another question is whether you can continue using the old model after the new one is released. If you just like to keep up with new things and freshness, and consider it a productivity tool, then there's no need to hesitate and just go for the S25 Ultra. Finally, let's talk about these two prices. This phone has just been released. According to Samsung's annual price decline trend, this phone will likely have a very good price before 618th next year. If you can accept that price, I estimate it will be $100 next year. About $8,000. There is a high probability that there will be no problem with 512. Based on the current selling price, the price of the S25 Ultra may be almost twice that of the S24 Ultra. If you like Samsung, you can get a used phone 1, S24 Ultra. Then, after using it for half a year, you can exchange it for an S25 Ultra. I think this is a good deal. It is more convenient for you to use Samsung mobile phones. In this way, you can use the best Samsung phone. That's all for today. Thank you for watching with you, Galaxy Go.